Peace. So I was prompted to make a video blog and talk about that racist joke that was said yesterday in Madison Square Garden at Trump's rally about Puerto Rico. It just blew my mind what that comedian said because it wasn't really a joke. It was just a racist statement, masquerade as a joke, and it insult me for so many, reasons why it insulted me. One reason is that I'm actually Puerto Rican. The other reason is that it's actually just simply not true. Puerto Rico is one of the most beautiful islands in the Caribbean, and Puerto Rican people, one of the most beautiful people on earth. Beautiful people on earth, really are. We really are. And just to say that and compare millions and millions of Americans, people that are Puerto Rican, compare them to garbage. It's just mind blowing. It's a whole different level of racism, and I was like really surprised. I mean, there's so much stuff that's been going on with this election that I'm just so desensitized to everything now. But really, that just knocked me off of my feet, man. And I was just like, how can a person say something like that, But then I realized why a person would say something like that. The reason why people say stuff like that, racist people take it to that level on such a huge platform, is to dehumanize people. If you think about what the slave owners did to black people when these people who were all Christians own slave, and they justify how a Christian could own a slave, they would say, well, these black people are not actually human, so we could have them as slaves. If they were human, they would be white and they would be Christian, but they're not human, and hence they're black, so we could enslave them. So that's how they justified them being Christians, owning other humans and everything. And so I always thought that was such a horrible concept. I could never wrap my head around that concept, that way of thinking, even though it makes sense. I could never really understand it. And fast forward to the future, now that same type of sensibility is being illustrated in a political party. It's just amazing to me. And when you take a group of people, millions and millions of people, you desensitize people to them being human and them having rights, and dehumanizing them and saying they like garbage. And just like they did the same thing with the Haitians, comparing the Haitians to animals, essentially saying animals eat other animals, and saying, well, they're eating the dogs and they're eating the cats and everything, and dehumanizing them for, people could just be like, well, I could go and kill those Haitian people because they're not really human, because look what they're doing. They're eating pets, So that's like really a slippery slope to get on, and it really promotes violence, and it promotes hatred, and it promotes people not accepting other people as human and accepting other people. It's such a deeply racist motivation tool to do, and it's like a kind of a propaganda racist tool to use to get people to side to like destroy other people. It's just pretty amazing. And so when you say, compare people to garbage, you're like, well, we could imprison those people, we could put in jail, we could take away the rights of the people, because in the end of the day, they're not human. And a lot of these like white Christian nationalists, if you go into their brain, the way they think of their God and the way they think of their religion, they see humans on earth as being two things, white and Christian, and everyone else is not human. And that's kind of the coattails of what Trump has been riding on, that type of way of thinking, and that's what he based his whole campaign on. He based his whole campaign on giving a certain demographic of people the right to be truly vile and evil and bad racist people. He giving them a platform and saying, well, the government sides with you. And this is why Republicans who otherwise would condemn that type of behavior prior to Trump, if they were like back in the days, the old classic Republicans, those Republicans now are not speaking out against those racist rhetorics and those words and that racist narrative, because they feel like the better good is to get the party back and controlling the Senate. I think they control the Senate right now anyway, but controlling the White House and getting these powerful, rich, racist white people in office and everything, because it's self-interest, self-preservation, So that's why they being quiet on the issues, and that's really disgusting, because we think a politician is supposed to work for the people. Politicians are supposed to help the people, but they want to help people, but they only want to help people who are like them, who look like them, who live in their neighborhoods, who are white people, who are white evangelical Christians. That's what they want to help at the end of the day. And everyone else, It's not, and that's how they view even transgender. You could be a white transgender person. As soon as you decide to transition, those Republican conservative people would see you as not a human. They'd be like, well, you're not a human because you were born a male and now you want to transition to a girl. So you lost your humanhood, you know? And so they even dehumanize transgender. It doesn't even matter if you're black or white, I mean, white or black. The fact that you're changing, you transition, and they see that as a dehumanizing thing on your part, you know? So they try to take that right for you, you know? I mean, it's disgusting, it's vile, and it's flat out, it's evil, you know, and it's all under the disguise of Christian nationalism and everything. It's amazing, but getting back to my assessment of like this joke, it was masqueraded as a joke, but it wasn't a joke. It was, just blatant racism. It's like the level of racism now. It's like Nazi racism. It's like stuff that was said in the time of Hitler, the Third Reich, and we all know that. Don't shy away from that notion and that understanding, But that's what it is, and it's just amazing to me because I just never thought in my lifetime I would ever experience this type of feeling so just coagulated or just joined from just being far away from the political system because I feel like I'm just not a part of it because I'm a Puerto Rican, because I'm not a white person, I'm not a white Christian person. It's just a weird feeling. It really is.